Hey scholars, this video is going to help us as we go through and answer our 20 questions thoughtfully. Once you've answered these 20 questions, you're going to learn what your learning style is, whether you're visual, auditory, or tactile. So let's get started. The first question is asking, what kind of book would you like to read for fun? Would you like to read a book with a lot of pictures in it, a book with a lot of words in it, or a book with word searches and crossword puzzles? Choose your answer and click on the apple to move on. Question 2. When you are not sure how to spell a word, what are you most likely to do? Do you write it down and see if it looks right? Do you spell it out loud and see if it sounds right? Or do you trace the letters in the air, like finger spelling? Question 3. You're out shopping for clothes, and you're waiting in line to pay. What are you most likely to do while you are waiting? Do you look around at other clothes on the racks? Do you talk to the person next to you in line? Or do you fidget and move back and forth? Question 4. When you see the word cat, what do you do first? Do you picture a cat in your mind? Do you say the word cat to yourself? Or do you think about being a cat? Being with a cat, like petting it or hearing it purr? Question 5. What's the best way for you to study for a test? Do you read the book or your notes and review pictures or charts? Do you have someone ask you questions that you can answer out loud? Or do you make up index cards that you can review? So like flashcards. Question 6. What's the best way for you to learn about how something works, like a computer or a video game? Do you get someone to show you? Do you read about it or listen to someone explain it? Or do you figure it out on your own? Question 7. If you went to a school dance, what would you most likely remember the next day? Do you remember the faces of the people who were there? Do you remember the music that was played? Or the dance moves you did and the food that you ate? Question 8. What do you find most distracting when you are trying to study? Do you find it distracting when people are walking past you? Loud noises or an uncomfortable chair? Question 9. When you are angry, what are you most likely to do? Do you put on your mad face? Do you yell and scream? Or do you slam doors? Question 10. When you are happy, what are you most likely to do? Do you smile from ear to ear? Do you talk up a storm? Or do you act really hyper? Question 11. When in a new place, how do you find your way around? Do you look for a map or a directory that shows you where everything is? Do you ask someone for directions? Or do you just start walking around until you find what you're looking for? Question 12. Of these 3 classes, which is your favorite? Art class, music class, or gym class? Question 13. When you hear a song on the radio, what are you most likely to do? Do you picture the video that goes along with it? Do you sing or hum along with the music? Or do you start dancing or tapping your foot? Question 14. What do you find most distracting when in class? When lights are too bright or too dim? When noises from the hallway or outside of the building, like traffic or someone cutting the grass, or the temperature being too hot or too cold. Question 15. What do you like to do to relax? Do you like to read, listen to music, or exercise like walking and running and playing sports? Question 16. What is the best way for you to remember a friend's phone number? Do you picture the numbers on the phone as you would dial them? Do you say it out loud over and over and over? Or do you write it down or store it in your phone contact list? Question 17. If you won a game, which of these three prizes would you choose? A poster for your wall, a music CD or MP3 download, a game of some kind, like a football or a soccer ball. Number 18. Number 18. Number 18. Which would you rather go to with a group of friends? Would you rather go with your friends to a movie, a concert, or an amusement park? Question 19. What are you most likely to remember about new people you meet? Do you remember their face but not their name but not their face, or what you talked about with them? Question 20. When you give someone directions to your house, what are you most likely to tell them? Do you tell them a description of the buildings and landmarks that they will pass on the way? Do you tell them the names of the roads or the streets that they will be on? Or do you say, follow me, it'll be easier if I just show you how to get there? Once you've answered your last question, you'll click on the apple one last time to get your results. So when you get your scores, I'm 30% auditory, 25% visual, and 45% tactile. I'm going to use my percentages to put those into my Google Classroom assignment. And you can read all about what type of learner you are. So Ms. Jaime is a tactile learner, and I learn by touching and doing. Okay, so I'm going to read through this a little more and more carefully so that I can finish my reflection. All right, guys, good luck.